Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy BB27 here, and welcome to another SML character review. This one is one I've been wanting to do for a little while now. This one is for Chef PP. Now, he is an OG character. He's been around since literally like all the way back in 2011. He's one of the original characters, and I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really know that about him because he kind of just like, he's always kind of around, but not really. He's more of like a side character. But this was back in the day. The first few years of him showing up, he was always around. And his introduction, he was a very, different character than what he is now. Like, back in the day, he had a bit of a different voice. He was a little bit, his whole personality was different. He was more of just like, he would cook animals, right? But then as time went on, Chef PP started kind of becoming more of like the miserable Squidward sort of character for SML, where you could relate to him. He was more down to earth. Like, he wasn't like crazy like Junior or Bowser, Like, Chef PP was the one where you could actually relate to him, and he had more relatable situations going on, and he couldn't deal with Junior or Bowser, and he hated them. Which that's kind of where everyone started like loving this character, because that's where like his prime years was when he was hating on Bowser and just trying to deal with his life and all that. But as time went on, it kind of started becoming something different. So, fast forwarding a few years after the prime Chef PP and all the big series, he even got his own series at one point called Chef PP Quits, which was really funny, and he was a very loved character. But by like the Jeffy era, he started kind of phasing out just a little bit, like not a lot. He was still in videos quite a bit, but he started phasing out a bit. And then once the Human Puppet era started, he just basically became a very rare character to show up. Same with Bowser and actually a lot of Lavelle's characters besides Joseph. So what Chef PP, what was happening though was his personality was changing, right? Junior and his friends by this point have changed a lot. Obviously, Jeffy and Brooklyn Guy and kind of the whole, dynamics of the house kind of changed quite a bit. Like, it wasn't so much focused on his life anymore and like him hating Bowser and Junior and trying to, make it through, which was what they focused on a lot back in like 2014. But now, since Chef PP was barely around and all this stuff changed, whenever he would pop up in a video, he was a lot more just kind of chill and just funny, and he wasn't really the miserable Squidward character anymore like he used to be. And him and Junior actually became friends. So they kind of always were and they were usually enemies back in the day, where they would fight a lot, and he hated him. But at the same time, he did have a soft spot for him. So yeah, he had a soft spot for him, and they would show it very, very rarely, like in Mother's Day, which was way back in 2015. So it's a really good video. At the end, he actually sticks up for Junior and beats up Bowser. And he, shows a little bit of care for him. But as the years went on, they did actually start becoming more friends and closer, and it was awesome to see that happen. But with this, kind of just became the more ghetto Chef PP that a lot of people know today. And this is because I feel like Lavelle kind of just stopped caring about like how Chef PP acted. Chef PP just does whatever now. He throws things around, he screams, he acts all like gangster. He's more of like a stereotyped kind of jokes happening all the time. Same with like Little T or Dougie or any of those characters, right? Like, Chef PP started kind of forming into that rather than the more relatable Squidward personality. And because of that, a lot of people don't like him anymore. A lot of people have started hating this character in recent years, and I kind of understand why. As for how I feel about him, I think he was a great character, and even nowadays, he still has a lot of funny moments, and he's always been a very funny, relatable, character. He's the one who just kind of, almost like a Marvin in a way, but I feel like he's like a better version of Marvin as like a front man who kind of takes all the shit from the crazy characters, and he's like the one you can actually relate to. I feel like he does a better job of it than Marvin does. I know a lot of people will agree there with that, and I've always liked Chef PP. I always thought he was a great character. As for a score, I will have to give him like an 8 out of 10. He's not as good as he once was. Like I said, he still has his moments, but a lot of the time he does kind of get annoying with how, much of a stereotype he is, how ridiculous he acts in some videos, and it just seems like they don't care about him as much anymore. But when he does have good moments, he's still just a great character, and like whenever him and Junior are cool, that's great to see as well, because they used to fight so much, and I never liked that. I actually prefer them being friends. And I feel like in some ways he's better, but in some ways he's definitely worse. So he's not a perfect character. Unfortunately, he did get hit with the Flanderization. I can't say the fucking word. But he got Flanderized just like Junior, just like Cody, or not really Junior, but just like Cody, Joseph, all these other characters, Bowser. Unfortunately, Chef PP got it pretty bad, but he's not awful. He's still funny, and yeah, he was not the worst character in modern times. Like, I still feel like he's like a relief, like a comedic relief sort of character whenever he pops up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Chef PB. And yeah, I know this is kind of a quick character review for a pretty big character, but this is one I've been trying to record for a few days and just never got around to doing it until today. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe to your boy Blader, and peace out. Take care.